Before we talk about perfection, discipline, and world-class kitchens, we need to talk about rules. Gordon Ramsay's rules in professional cooking. These rules aren't suggestions, they're survival. Clean stations, precise timing, respect for ingredients, and zero excuses, yet time and time again. Even trained chefs have dared to ignore them. Some moments were shocking, some were reckless, and others were straight up unbelievable. In this video, we're diving into 15 times chefs broke Gordon Ramsay's rules and paid the price. Moments that prove pressure doesn't just test skill, it exposes character. Before we talk about flawless plating and 5-star standards, let me ask you this. What really happens when a chef breaks Gordon Ramsay's rules? This video isn't just about shouting or pressure. It's about the unseen moments where small mistakes turn into career-ending decisions. You'll learn what Ramsay's rules actually are, why they exist, and how breaking just one can trigger serious consequences in a professional kitchen. Stick till the end, because some rule breaks had outcomes even seasoned fans don't know about. Welcome to a world where pressure meets perfection and where breaking Ramsay's rules always comes at a cost. Before we talk about skill, speed, and creativity, we have to talk about cleanliness. Because in Gordon Ramsay's kitchen, a dirty station isn't a small mistake. It's a serious warning sign. A cluttered counter, spills left untouched, or raw ingredients sitting where they don't belong immediately signal a lack of discipline. When stations are gandy, chaos quietly creeps in. Tools go missing, timing falls apart, and chefs start reacting instead of controlling the service. Under pressure, even a minor mess can snowball into a full breakdown. Before we talk about flavor and presentation, we need to talk about cross-contamination. One of the most dangerous rules chefs break. Raw meat placed near cooked food, the same cutting board used without cleaning. Or gloves that aren't changed may seem like rushed decisions, but they carry serious risks. In a professional kitchen, this isn't just sloppy behavior, it's a threat to health and reputation. Ramsay treats these moments as non-negotiable failures because they show a chef who doesn't understand responsibility beyond the plate. Before we talk about high standards and Michelin-level expectations, we must address hygiene being ignored altogether. Unwashed hands, dirty aprons, sweat wiped with bare fingers, or food dropped and reused reveal a deeper problem: complacency. These aren't rookie errors, they're signs of chefs cutting corners when pressure hits. In Ramsay's world, hygiene is the foundation of trust. Once that trust cracks, everything else in the kitchen begins to fall apart. Before we talk about creativity and bold flavors, we have to talk about overcooking and undercooking. The fastest way a chef loses credibility in Gordon Ramsay's kitchen. Perfect timing isn't optional, it's the line between respect and embarrassment. Meat that's dry, fish that flakes into nothing, or dishes set out raw show more than poor technique. They expose a chef who isn't in control. Under pressure, seconds matter, and when a chef misses that window, the plate becomes evidence of a broken rule rather than a finished dish. Before we talk about premium ingredients and fine dining standards, we need to talk about frozen or expired items being used where freshness is non-negotiable. Ramsay has always made it clear that frozen shortcuts and out-of-date products don't belong in professional kitchens pretending to be high quality. These choices usually happen quietly, away from the pass, but they leave loud results on the plate. Dull flavors, odd textures, and inconsistent quality are all signs that the foundation has already failed before cooking even begins. Before we talk about profit margins and efficiency, we must talk about wasteful habits that silently drain a kitchen. overportioning, careless trimming, food thrown away due to poor planning, or remaking dishes because of mistakes all point to weak discipline. Ramsay sees waste as disrespect to the ingredients, the team, and the craft itself. In high-pressure kitchens, waste isn't just about food lost. It's proof that control has already slipped. Before we talk about presentation and final touches, we have to talk about late plating. Because timing is everything in Gordon Ramsay's kitchen. A dish that arrives even seconds late throws off the entire rhythm of service. Plates pile up, food cools down, and the pass turns from controlled focus into visible tension. Late plating isn't just about being slow, it's about a chef losing awareness of the bigger picture. Under pressure, hesitation becomes contagious, and one delayed plate can drag an entire table down with it. Before we talk about execution during service, we need to talk about poor prep, the silent killer of kitchen performance. Incomplete mize in place, missing ingredients, dull knives, or sauces not ready for chefs to scramble when they should be cooking with confidence. Ramsay views poor preparation as a sign that the chef already failed before service even began. When prep is rushed or ignored, mistakes multiply fast, and every decision becomes reactive instead of reflective. Before we talk about teamwork and smooth service, we must talk about full service breakdowns. Orders get mixed up, communication collapses, and the kitchen starts working against itself. Voices rise, focus drops, and leadership disappears. These moments expose how fragile a system becomes when timing and preparation aren't respected. In Ramsay's world, service breakdowns don't happen suddenly. They're the final result of rules ignored long before the first ticket came in. Before we talk about talent and experience, we have to talk about arguing in the kitchen. Because nothing destroys momentum faster than chefs fighting instead of cooking. Raised voices, defensive replies, and constant pushback break the chain of command that keeps service moving. In Gordon Ramsay's kitchens, arguing isn't confidence, it's insecurity under pressure. Every second spent talking back is a second stolen from the plate, and during a rush. That hesitation spreads fast across the line. Before we talk about leadership and authority, we need to talk about not listening. Ignoring instructions, missing calls, or choosing personal judgment over clear direction creates instant confusion. Ramsay expects chefs to hear, acknowledge, and execute without hesitation. When listening breaks down, mistakes multiply, wrong orders go out, timings clash, and the kitchen loses its rhythm. These moments often reveal chefs who believe they know better, even when the situation demands trust and focus. Before we talk about ambition and individuality, we must talk about ego overtaking teamwork. When chefs prioritize being right over working together, the kitchen becomes divided. Dishes stop sensing, support disappears, and blame replaces accountability. Ramsay views ego as one of the most dangerous ingredients in any kitchen because it blinds chefs to the bigger picture. Under extreme pressure, ego doesn't elevate performance, it isolates, disrupts, and quietly pulls the entire team off course. Before we talk about mistakes, we have to talk about excuses because in Gordon Ramsay's kitchen, explanations remind everyone of one thing: accountability is missing. When chefs start justifying errors instead of owning them, trust breaks down instantly. It wasn't my fault or I was rushed may sound harmless, but under pressure, these words slow recovery. Ramsay doesn't expect perfection, he expects responsibility. The moment excuses enter the conversation, focus shifts away from fixing the problem and toward protecting egos. Before we talk about leadership under fire, we need to talk about blame being shifted. Pointing fingers at teammates, equipment, or timing creates tension that spreads faster than any mistake. In high-stakes kitchens, every chef relies on the next, and when blame replaces communication, collaboration collapses. Ramsay sees blame shifting as a red flag, not because errors happened, but because the chef refuses to stand in the heat and take control. These moments expose insecurity more than failure. Before we talk about resilience and mental strength, we must talk about crumbling under pressure. Missed calls, shaky hands, freezing at the pass, or shutting down completely reveal how chefs react when everything is on the line. Pressure doesn't create weakness, it reveals it. In Ramsay's world, composure matters as much as skill. When pressure hits its peak, chefs either rise with focus or unravel in real time, and there's no hiding it. Before we talk about reputation and long-term success, we have to talk about serving the same dish with different quality. Because inconsistency is one of the fastest ways a kitchen loses credibility. When one plate is perfectly cooked and the next is rushed or careless, it tells a clear story. Standards aren't being respected. In Gordon Ramsay's kitchens, every dish is expected to leave the pass exactly the same, no matter who cooked it or how busy the service becomes. Consistency is proof that systems are working, not luck. Before we talk about excellence and recognition, we need to talk about the lack of standards behind the scenes. Undefined portions, unclear recipes, and chefs relying on memory instead of structure create unpredictable results. Ramsay views standards as the backbone of professionalism. Without them, chefs improvise under pressure, and improvisation leads to uneven plates. When standards disappear, quality becomes optional, and once that happens, the identity of the kitchen begins to quietly fade. Before we talk about final blow-ups and confrontations, we have to talk about repeated mistakes. Because they're never just accidents in Gordon Ramsay's kitchen. When the same errors keep showing up, overcooked plates, missed calls, sloppy prep, it signals that lessons aren't being learned. Ramsay doesn't lose patience over one slip. He reacts when a chef shows the same weakness again and again. Repetition turns small issues into patterns. And patterns tell the real story of discipline breaking down. Before we talk about raised voices and boiling tempers, we need to talk about warnings being ignored. Clear instructions, sharp reminders, and second chances are all part of Ramsay's process. When chefs hear the warning but choose not to adjust, tension quietly starts to build. Every ignored note adds pressure to the kitchen, tightening the atmosphere with each ticket that comes in. These moments often pass unnoticed at first, but they stack up fast during service. Before we talk about explosive reactions, we must talk about tension building beneath the surface. You can feel it in shorter responses, faster movements, and the silence between calls. The kitchen becomes heavier, mistakes feel louder, and patience thins with every passing minute. In Ramsay's world, tension doesn't appear suddenly. It's created when repeated mistakes meet ignored warnings, pushing the kitchen closer to its breaking point. Before we talk about the intense verbal takedowns that have become infamous in Gordon Ramsay's kitchens, it's important to understand the pressure cooker environment behind the scenes. Chefs are constantly tested on precision, timing, and creativity, and when one misstep happens, the stakes are sky high. In such high-tension spaces, a sharp word or harsh critique isn't just about criticism, it can shake the confidence of the entire team. These verbal confrontations often result in lost trust between chefs and their mentors. When repeated harsh feedback is delivered, even the most talented cooks may start doubting their abilities, leading to hesitation and mistakes. Opportunities that could showcase skill or innovation slip away because the kitchen environment becomes more about fear than focus. A miscommunication or ignored instruction during a service can snowball into a domino effect of mischances, leaving both staff and diners disappointed. What's lesser known is how these moments can reveal hidden strengths. Some chefs, when confronted with a verbal takedown, rise to the challenge, using criticism to sharpen their technique and develop resilience. Yet, not everyone reacts this way. Some crumble under the scrutiny, proving how much character is revealed under pressure. Watching these dynamics unfold highlights not only the high expectations in a professional kitchen, but also how critical emotional intelligence and composure are when navigating constant challenges and relentless intensity. Gordon Ramsay isn't strict just for the sake of it. His rules are about survival. In the high-stakes world of professional kitchens, every order, every technique, every second counts. And pressure reveals the true character of a chef. Breaking the rules has real consequences, from ruined dishes to lost trust. But it also shows who can handle the heat and who cracks under it. If you enjoyed seeing these moments of chaos and triumph, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more inside stories from the world of elite kitchens.